26 months. That's very nice number. Valvenues cookie. What's up, Tyler?
Passionate Gamer, your friendly neighborhood hype merchant, your scumbag, your piece of shit. How are we doing today? Hi. Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys are well. Hi. I don't have a whole lot to say other than hello. I've been busy with real life lately, and I'm so bright. Oh, okay. Hold on. Is it too bright? Is that better? Okay, cool. So Half-Life 3 tomorrow. No. I hate to say this, but the background music is louder than your voice. It's actually not. I can see it on the VU meters right in front of me. The music is barely hitting negative 20 dBs, and my voice is hitting negative 5. So, Tyler, you look younger. I shaved. I shaved my face. Any HLX updates since the last Files video? What was the last bit of news I talked about? Could you remind me the last bit of news? I just saw 2 old interviews with Alex Vance's original voice actor, Merle Dandridge, or more. Like, I rewatched both 3 times in 24 hours. Surreal stuff. Thank you. Yeah, Merle's a cool lady. Do I like Boneworks? Yes. Am I excited for Stress Level Zero's next game B-side? Sure. I like Boneworks. I didn't like Bone Lab as much. But there's B-side, and then there's Dead FM. They have their stuff playing real far ahead, right? You talked about the Alex vinyl. Okay. But I'm talking about data mine findings. Playing Deadlock? Yeah, we're going to play a few rounds of Street Brawl. Yes. Yeah, we're probably going to play some Deadlock. I remember you being worried the Steam machine could just be straight up canceled. And Hall of the Machine King. Yeah, that's true. Music playing on YouTube, by the way. Is it really? Okay, it shouldn't be anymore. YouTube audience, can you hear... the music has stopped for Twitch audience. YouTube audience, can you hear this song? It has just started playing. No? Okay. Give me a second. You're supposed to be able to hear this, and the fact you can is bad. Okay, and so if I close this... You see, I had it set up in a way where you would be able to hear that before, and now it no longer does it. So I have to have that open on the screen. Okay, that's fine. Can I have it minimized? Yes. Okay, so then this... Well, I'm so sorry, but I want to make sure this works. So that won't be coming through the Twitch audience, but it will be coming through that way through the YouTube audience, so you shouldn't be hearing it doubled, I don't think. So you could still hear my soundboard. Did the song just change for the YouTube audience? I know that the Twitch audience can hear it, but did it change for the YouTube audience? Song changed. Good. Okay. Sick. And so now the YouTube audience should not be hearing music, but the Twitch audience should be hearing music. Is that correct? Silence for YouTube audience, music for Twitch audience. Good. Okay. We can still hear your farts on YouTube. Good. Good. Okay, so that's all working. All right. So we should be good. That should be all right. That means that it should just work then. Okay, so, and then if I move over here, oh shit, hold on. Doink, 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 doink. Okay, if I move over here, turn this off, there should still be that and that. Yeah, okay. So now that I'm on desktop screen here, YouTube audience, can you still hear my theme song? Yes, okay, cool. Sick. All right, then we're good. It's working now. So, I see that we're talking about Steam hardware and stuff. It's not getting any better, guys. That shit is not getting any better. At all. It's not. It does not look good. Is it getting worse? Well, it's not getting any better. Just a Porter with the sub. Thank you so much. Yeah, 3 months. Hell yeah. Also, 8 minutes ago, Lunar Droid, 4 months, Twitch Prime. 11 minutes ago, Bumpy226 with the 30 months, tier 1. 13 minutes ago, Sack tier with the 26 months, also tier 1. Thank you so much for the subs. Appreciate it. The image isn't working because I want the image to be controlled. I want source visibility, scene, big camera, source, image. So this button should be the speculation button. There it is. Hoping they consider a far weaker version of the frame built specific. I mean, they could. Absolutely, they could. The Steam frame took them years to R&D and to get through approvals and to get through copyright and trademark, and to like releasing a piece of consumer grade hardware is difficult and has a lot of different hoops that require to be jumped, that the manufacturer is required to jump through in order to be able to ship internationally or nationally. They could do just like a standard VR headset with the frame capabilities just for streaming. That would take at least a year, if not more, to R&D. They spent years on the Steam frame. They literally spent years on it. Look, what I'm hearing is not... Oh, hold on. What I'm hearing, which isn't like official word from Valve or anything, obviously, but I'm concerned. I'm not happy. I'm not optimistic for Valve's hardware. I'm not really in the group that believes that like HLX was delayed because of the hardware. I do think that they want to ship both at the same time, and for a while it looked like that this was going to happen, but I think that dream is dead. I do think that something was rebooted in early 2025. I do think something happened during the development where they went, we're not happy with this specific thing in the game, and so we're going to just fix it, and we're delaying the game. Still optimistic about HLX in 26? So, no, but not because I don't think it's possible, but because I'm just not optimistic about anything at all right now. I do think, yes, I do think 2026 is a good time frame for that game to be announced and released, but generally I'm not optimistic about anything right now, unfortunately. So that our goal is to try and find things to be optimistic about in this crazy time that we're living in. Rebooted, when I say that, I mean, like, you know how Half-Life Alyx had a completely different story until about a year before it came out? I'm not saying that they're rewriting the story, but I'm saying that, something like that, where they were working on a timeline. They had due dates for the end of 2025, and they did not hit them. And historically, they do not hit their due dates because they're not happy with something, and they went back to the drawing board for something. Not like Neon Prime being deadlocked, no, because that is a massive undertaking. No, I would say more like closer to Half-Life 1's reboot, where they were working on a game and they were working really hard on a game, and then in the last year they were like, okay, our current direction seems to need a lot of work, so let's completely rethink how we're developing this and then get it done. 2 ads in 10 minutes, why don't you hang yourself? You got 2 ads in 10 minutes? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I have it set for once every half hour. You shouldn't be getting it. I have it set for 1 30-second ad every 30 minutes. If you're getting more than that, you shouldn't be getting that. And there are ways around it that I don't think I'm allowed to talk about. So I think like it, I'm not concerned about the state of HLX. Like, Valve has an absolutely incredible track record when it comes to this kind of thing. I know that it sounds ironic for me saying like that, but how do I put this? I am not aware of a game that has been in development for as long as this game has been in development for that doesn't make it out on the other end. I think there are literally 0 games in Valve's repertoire, back catalog, development history that have been in this long of production that didn't make it out on the other end. Obviously, they have a history of canceling things, but I think the longest amount of time they worked on something before they canceled it was 2 years. It might have been less than that. Artifact came out, you dingle. And then Artifact 2.0 also came out. Like, that game was released, is what I'm talking about. Should it have been is a different conversation. I like hearing what you have to say. I appreciate it. It doesn't matter what I say. I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just really love this stuff, and I've been doing it for a very long time. How's that match up with all the refactoring and end dev stuff? Yeah, so I don't think it's a technical thing that's being rebooted at all. It's more than likely a thematic, story, art, or level design thing. And it's probably not a massive thing either. So HLX is effectively delayed too. I think what happened is they saw the writing on the wall for the hardware and went, okay, well then can we have some more time for HLX? Because HLX is one of those things. I'm going to talk about Coldplay here for a second. Chris Martin always says when he finishes an album that it's not actually done, it's taken from him. If it was up to him, he would work on an album forever and nothing would ever get released because nothing is ever actually done. Valve is just as perfectionistic as Chris Martin is, and I think that's why I'm attracted to both of those entities. The same thing can be said for Half-Life Alyx. If Valve was allowed another 8 months, they would have taken another 8 months. But sometimes Valve's like, okay, either we hit the fucking deadline or we don't make this fucking game, right? And it's HLX. Here, I've said this many times, and I will continue to say this many times. They only get one shot to release Half-Life 3. They will only get to announce Half-Life 3 once, right? And so everybody's like, okay, so now we get more time, we will take more time. I do think that if the hardware was actually going to happen, they might be up against a harsher deadline. But I also think that because the hardware might not even happen, and that's not confirmed, that's not coming from Valve, but it's in my unprofessional opinion that the option of just not releasing it is one that is on the table. And if things continue going the way they're going, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. Because eventually, like, look, the hardware is amazing, and I really want it to happen. I really, really want the hardware to happen. Because if anybody's going to be able to if anyone is going to be able to democratize the hardware space, it's Valve. If anybody is going to get more people running a Linux kernel, it's Valve. If anybody is going to be able to create systems that allow lower powered machines to enjoy a wider array of games as they come out, it's Valve. But unfortunately, this only works if the hardware is something that is within the reach of the general public, which means that you are effectively beholden to the console pricing standards of the day. And although those are also in flux, people expect things. People expect the Steam machine is a console. I know that there's people, like a lot of talking heads have come out and been like, well, it's a computer. No, it's a console. Right? It's Valve's console. Yes, at its core, it's just a computer. But so is every console. The difference between this one and the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X is that this one, the Steam machine, is open-ended, and you can do whatever the hell you want with it, much like a computer. And that's the draw. But if this thing is going to cost over $1,000, it's not going to have the same kind of cultural effect as if it was $600 or $500. Do you know what I mean? If the GameCube was $500 at launch, which was possible when they were working on it last year, that would be in every that would sell so like the sales pitch, the elevator pitch of the Steam machine is fucking perfect. And Valve knows that. And if they were able to get that into the hands of gamers for $500, that's incredible. Yeah, everybody would want one. But if it's $1,200, people will still get it, but it won't have the same kind of effect because it's the same enthusiasts that are already interested in SteamOS in the first place. And if it ends up being higher than that, then it's just a piece of hardware for the 1% who already has the craziest hardware anyways. The point of this was to be approachable. The point of this was for it to be the introduction to open source software and do what you want with it choices that exist for those that are used to things like, I'm always so like sketchy when it comes to what I call Linux, because if I just say you're running Linux, I know that's not technically true because I've been corrected. It's like, well, it's not technically, you don't run. And so, okay. I know that Linux is not the same as what you call Windows. I get that. But like, that's not the semantics don't matter, you know? And so it's a perfect storm of tariffs obviously have something to do with it. And tariffs are what caused the shit to get delayed the first time around. Carpath 52, hello. And now AI. Could Valve partner with one of the new Chinese firms producing RAM? They could. Absolutely, they could. Valve has good working... Excuse me. Oh, that was disgusting. I'm so sorry. I need a burp button. Valve has excellent working relationships with Chinese manufacturers and software. I mean, they have Steam China, excuse me. I've been drinking a lot of Dr. Pepper. Excuse me. Next up, aliens. No, we're talking about Valve hardware. Do you think I'm do you think I'm conspiracy theorizing here? I think that if Valve were to actually... Here's the thing. I know my country well enough to know that if a Chinese manufacturer actually starts doing decent work in creating computing devices and computing hardware for a reasonable price, it'll just be banned in my country. It'll like, they'll just make it illegal. Like, you can't operate here. It'll be like Huawei phones or their EVs. It'll just be the same thing. So unfortunately, I don't know. Do I think that Valve will release SteamOS like Windows would be a game changer? I mean, if they wanted to go down that route, and they might have to, yes. But No, and Valve has been open about this. SteamOS is not robust enough to be seen as a full desktop replacement thing. It's a gaming first operating system. But for gaming, it's fucking fantastic. It's like not even close. People have done a lot of tests with it, obviously, and you get better performance out of this than if you're running modern Windows without debloat. And even then, I think with debloat, it's either the same or very much like a little hair in the favor of SteamOS. So Valve's already planning to have SteamOS available for ready for third-party manufacturers. Yeah, that's true, but they need their hardware done first, right? Obviously, they said in their press release that they're still on track for releasing the hardware this summer. That means that they have a stock of manufactured units done through contracts pre-AI boom pricing. That's great. The problem that they have, and it's likely the reason why they couldn't take pre-orders yet, is because, okay, they have a certain amount of stock that was manufactured at a certain price. They could sell at that price according to what they wanted and then have a massive price hike when they have to manufacture more units. That's just going to be scalped. Valve is very good about limiting it per customer. And given the limited stock that they're going to have, they're absolutely going to limit 1 per customer, 2 per customer, something like that. Here's the thing. I have $2,000 put away in like a Steam machine fund so that I could get all 3 pieces of hardware. And that was from like the HLX waiting room stream revenue, and I put it aside. So I will probably be able to get all of the hardware, hopefully. But if the combined cost of all 3 pieces of hardware is over $2,000, then I have to pick and choose what I get. Don't forget to check your email this time, Tyler. They're not sending it to press. They've already said they're not sending it to press. They'll send it to developers, but they're not sending it to press. They're trying to get it into the hands of the people. Can you tell us when the next episode of the Miro board will release? We're recording it today. I'd say just stick with the box. I really want the Steam. I want the Steam frame more than the box. I'm going to be real with you. I have a good gaming computer. I have a Steam Deck. I really want the Steam frame. But I have a lot of content ideas for all 3 pieces of hardware. And I also have a video that I'm planning utilizing the same translation layers that are developed for the Steam frame for other Android handhelds, and seeing if that can increase performance on PC games or PC software on Android handhelds, because that's a big market. And I got the Einthor Pro. I was asking around to some friends like what Android handheld is the one to get. And the Einthor is very similarly spec'd to the Steam frame, so that'll be a good test bed. It's that 3DS looking one. But I'm very curious because there already exists translation layers for Windows games on Android. There's like the one Bringus did a video. Yes, Bringus on his second channel did an unboxing of it. Yes, and he was one of the people that told me about it. The only problem is that FEX only runs on Linux, not Android. Right. And so the idea is, can you convert one of these handhelds into a low-cost, low-power Steam machine that can still run these kinds of things? Because Lepton exists, right? When the Steam frame is out, Lepton will be out in some capacity. And so I'm going to be trying, that's one of the videos I want to do, is trying to think if I can get, and it's, you know what I'm trying to say, right? And Valve is very good about open sourcing these things, so if there are drivers for Linux ARM, then yeah, exactly. Controller is way more important to me. I already own the Steam Deck Index, good on PC. Yeah, well, I mean, look, I'm most excited for the frame. I really want the frame. Old Android phone with a broken screen, post-market OS, FEX, living room PC. Yeah, that's kind of what they're doing. Yes. So I think that's an aspect of the Steam Frames development that's overlooked, is effectively taking ARM seriously as for gaming, if that makes sense. Obviously, like, we're not talking about being able to run like most recent release, but it's the kind of research that lowers the bar for entry for video for game. That makes sense? Like, if you can make most of your popular esport type titles, although anti-cheat's an issue, or like, you know, 10-year-old AAA games run through an just like a Snapdragon 8, you know, then that means most of the cheaper Android handhelds could also be seen as a gaming. It's just, do you know, dude, lately I've been having the issue where my brain has been going faster than my mouth, and so it's kind of hard for me to verbalize what I am feeling when it comes to that. I think that what they're doing, what Valve is doing is beneficial to everyone at the end of the day, in my opinion, when it comes to FEX and Lepton and all that. If you want, you should do more videos with Bringus. Bringus is a good dude. I like that dude. I like that dude. And if he's down, I'm down, obviously. Crazy Dave, 50 months tier 1. Yeah. Love you too, Dave. I hope you're well. Thank you for the 50 months. I don't think the Steam machine will work regardless of price. Not being able to play Fortnite, Valorant, Rocket League, etc. will be a deal breaker for the market it's going for. Yeah, not having easy anti-cheat, the kernel level stuff work is a problem. And it's also kind of a problem that Tim Sweeney seems to just like not want Valve to truly succeed in a lot of ways. Because I'm sure that if Tim Sweeney wanted it to work, it would work immediately. Do you know what I mean? But I also think it's okay, yes, obviously it's opt-in, yes. But I think that, look, it's obviously something Valve is going to be working on, I think. All right. Nah, I hope that answered some of your questions. I hate Tim Sweeney. Tim Sweeney just, it gives me creepy vibes, but it's whatever. What are you going to do? He's basically the reason for Epic not wanting to support Linux. That is true. That is true. Is it possible Valve wants HLX to release with the C machine? Very possible. Probably won't happen anymore, which sucks. I'm going to Europe soon, Tyler. I'm old. Okay. What does that have to do with being old? What do you think of the new Xbox boss? It scares the shit out of me. It scares the shit out of me. Xbox has not been making crazy good choices lately in the last few years. Oh, you're going on a European cruise? That sounds sick as hell. Old people only go on cruises? Let me tell you, I fucking loved going on the cruise I was on. I would go on another cruise in a heartbeat. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just concerned. Like, I don't know. I will say, like, nobody fucking plays Xbox anymore. Like, I'm from the era of, I was in high school during 360's peak. I was in middle school and high school from 2007 to 2014. That was Xbox's day. And so I'm from a time where literally everybody played Xbox Live. Everybody. And it's crazy nowadays just how little people give a shit about the hardware, and Xbox is seen more as a software company in the gaming space, which is fine. They own a lot of very good development studios. I don't really care either way if they continue being hardware. I don't actually give a shit. I do care if the AI to be at the helm of the new leadership becomes is at odds with the art as product set that a few of the... I'm concerned, but we're just gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait. Xbox will continue to not put out AI slop. Yeah, I don't fully trust that. See. We'll have to see. But the world is very different than it once was. So. All right, let's play a few rounds of Deadlock, and then we're going to record episode 2 of the Miro board video, which I have written on my screen over here. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are feeling okay. I'm not. But hey, we're streaming to be able to distract, you know what I mean? The world's okay when we're just kind of chilling. And right now we're chilling in Cedar Rapids, I think, so. The next Xbox controller has a co-pilot button. What would that even do? So to like play the game for you? Good lord. They'll deny AI slop until they get caught? Oh, oh. That was the fastest match I've ever found. If they start forcing AI-generated assets and content and code into the software, people will whistleblow immediately, and it will be so obvious. Oh, we lost. Okay, we lost. That's fine. We lost, though. It's not even close. Anybody that plays Deadlock looks at the team comp of the other team. This is not fair. Oh man, terrible roll. Like dog shit roll. You ever play regular Deadlock? Not for... I only play Street Brawl. I'm thinking about playing regular Deadlock again. Kind of scared to. Because I don't want to waste other people's time.
I'm here to help. I brought this with me. Stop right there.
I am hungry. I should have probably ate before the stream. Yummy! I love Apollo. Okay, Apollo's down there.
This is the best party story. Check out Ray.
Oh boy. Ah, fucking shit. All right. Okay. You have 7 ults in Victor. This is an easy win. You want to bet? I need some purple. Ooh, that's a good roll. Ooh, less. All right, we'll take this because with my 3, it's actually... Apollo's ult is easy to counterspell. I do not know the timing. How do you counterspell it? Is there a recognizable timing, or is that player... Maybe not with how that Victor's playing? Yeah, that Victor is probably the most consistently powerful hero, in my opinion. But, yeah, actually play... That's true, you can. Dope. Well, we got this round. That's good. You can counter Lash's ult with counterspell. Is that when you hit the ground when you would have to parry? Oh, good. That's a good one. No, you parry when the rope is on you. What, and how does that work with counterspell? 11 months from Tori OK. Thank you. Ooh, a small green cookie. I'd love a small green cookie. Thank you so much. If Lash tried repelling you up, counterspell cuts the rope. Does that work with Billy? Yo, thank you. Hi.
Great read. I love this part.
We didn't get no. It's not that we didn't get nobody.
And up they go.
Not what I wanted. Oh, I counterspelled. I actually did the thing.
Leave us alone. Still in this.
All right.
They took out Victor.
Well, that was a bad move. Ah! 4-lane PvE. That's interesting. I don't dislike that. I don't dislike that, I think is the right way of saying that. We'll take Trophy Collector, alright. We'll take Stamina Mastery, Stamina Mastery, Stamina Mastery. We'll take Guardian, absolutely. Yeah. I need to eat. I'm getting shaky. I should have ate before we started. I'm so sorry. Hey, Slacks. Trophy Collector, you're a madman. The way I play, I mostly get assists, and sometimes I'll get double digits of assists. I know that it's round 3, but, you know, what can you do? Anyways, how you doing, man? Do an eating stream? Okay. I think I have beaver nuggets. I got beaver nuggets. I got some imported from Texas. Oh, I hit Q. I promise I hit Q. Does counterspell not resist the snooze?
Fight for Avalon.
Go, go, go. There's my first assist. There's my second assist. Oh, third assist. Yeah, but Trophy should be in the main game, not Brawl. Yeah, but you should be, I don't know. You stupid. Oh, we won.
You have paved the way for the Archmother's return.
Sick nasty.
No one is my equal.
I didn't lose. It's true. I was being carried, though. Because I'm hungry as hell. The Deadlock devs are cooking. Nice job on the win. Thank you. We're going to play one more time. What sick freak plays Rem on Street Brawl? I don't know, but I only play Street Brawl, as you can see. Ever since Street Brawl hit, I've played every day. Look at that shit. I love this game. I love the lore, the atmosphere, the vibes, the music, the art, the character designs. Street Brawl is fucking sick as hell. Plus, it's like bite-sized chunks, so if you're rolled into a bad game, which given the shittiness of the matchmaker that currently exists in this game, that's probably like maybe 7 minutes of your time. You guys know beaver nuggets? I shared a bag of beaver nuggets with my friend Hugo Martin on a Microsoft official live stream at QuakeCon. And my mom was down in Texas. And she's like, I'm stopping at this place called Buc-ee's. Do you know what this is? Do you want anything? So she bought me 3 bags of beaver nuggets. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, Tyler, what's up? Lamenting the world and the difficult time Valve's hardware is going to have to actually release at a decent price. Take Killer with the sub, 3 months tier 1. Thank you so much. Hey, Slacks, what does Gabe smell like nowadays? Is he still a good-smelling man? How powerful is Knockdown? Are you kidding me? It's one of the most powerful items in the game. Yeah, it's okay. I love Buc-ee's. Who doesn't love Buc-ee's? Why is Buc-ee's a hellish store? Yo, $4 from Lynn. Thanks, brah.
The Archmother supports her children.
Pink Dumb with the 3 months. Thank you so much. I love not getting purples. We'll do that. Oh, shit. Look at this team comp. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm going to get carried so hard. Are you kidding me? Lash, Billy, and Celeste against Venators. Oh my God. It's crazy to think the weakest character on this match is fucking Silver. I like Buc-ee's because they make beaver nuggets.
I brought this with me.
That's why I like Buc-ee's. I'm slow. Just in general. Got 2 of them. Go get them.
Hope this goes as well as rehearsal.
You don't got what it takes. Thank you.
Oh, oh, oh. Come on. Go. Go. Silver's down. Silver's down. Yes! Well. Where is he? How did I immobilize him in the ball? I didn't! That's how! Oh lord! Oh fuck!
This should help.
What are beaver nuggets made of? I think they're beaver testicles, right? The deep fried beaver testicles in maple syrup. Am I winning? It's the beginning of the game. Nah, actually it looks like we're losing.
Take care, Billy.
Wow.
Take this.
Oh, fuck off! Yeah, okay. Hey, at least it wasn't follow the bouncing ball, boys and girls! So that's their round. That's their round, yeah. Hey, pull off the one, yeah.
Tactics. Learn from them and destroy them.
You know for a fact that Valve is devaluing the CS market? Okay. You know that for a fact? Just for the purple, man. Okay. What do beaver nuggets taste like? Maple syrup. Testicles. You'll probably know what's up in the summer. Yeah, I will have more information about what's going on in the summer. That is true.
Thanks.
We're in a very awkward position right now.
Kill me if you can.
I bet they can. Billy's... Oh my god.
I'll try my best. Here comes the cavalry. I hope you like the book.
Come on.
Do my best. Come back again, buddy. I'll be waiting.
So who's everybody's least favorite character? Not in terms of who to play against, but who you think like has the worst design or story. Just like, who do you feel like is the worst Deadlock character?
Keep him neat.
I'm dead. You're mine! Oh, okay, that wasn't so bad. Want to give a big fuck you to Sinclair?
Leave us alone.
I see Viscous.
Oh, they see Viscous. Hey guys, they see Viscous. We're playing single lane street brawl, but they see Viscous. How did you get out of that so fast?
I got your back. Into the fray.
Come on, get her. Hell yeah.
Nice teamwork. They took out Billy.
Yeah, but we also got somebody, so fair trade.
Will help.
I'm dead, by the way. How you doing? Good to meet you. I'm dead.
I see viscous.
That looked like it stopped him, but I didn't get alerted that he was stopped. What was that about?
I got you.
Okay.
Have I got a story for you?
Oh god, follow the bouncing ball, boys and girls! My god, I hate that it's not push the button when you get hit. It's push the button, like, within the same day of when you think you're gonna get hit.
Protect me, Arthur.
You don't have counterspell anyway?
Comes for them.
I know, but my complaint still stands.
Conjuring.
Man, how close do I have to be for the ice to work?
I just need to not die. They want to kill me.
Cool. Yeah, alright. I thought we had this in the bag. You can't counterspell it if you don't have counterspell? My complaint is, why is there such a delay between pushing block and you blocking? What's your favorite sugar-free Monster? I don't drink that anymore. Ooh. Flint with the 4. It's true. Ain't that sick? It's true. What's my favorite water? Breen.
You're safe. Meet my friends. Way to go.
Taking you.
It's with me.
I see viscous.
Yeah, they see viscous.
I call on the Lady of the Lake.
Yo, viscous is lit. There we go.
This is a great read. I'll try to slow him.
Oh, we're all dead. Got another kill. Sick. Would you live in the deadlock world? Don't we already? It's New York. Baja Kamba, thank you so much for the 9 months. Any timeline for the passion? Ooh. Any passionately gave it? Oh! You enter a void state and become untargetable and invincible for a short duration, during which a laser blasts around you and rotates. Are you kidding me? Holy Toledo. We got Prison Blast. I've never once... I've played probably 150 Street Brawl games. I haven't once gotten the piano. Not once. Guess what I'm doing? This shit. 2 of us? Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Fight for Avalon!
Thank you for shield. You're outclassed.
Oh my god, the... It's 20 seconds on its cooldown. That's wild. Hey, Lynn, maybe. Hey, Lynn, maybe. Yeah, we'll take this and we'll replace that. Yeah, we'll take this. We'll replace that. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, we'll take that. Yep. Boo-doo, bing bong, boom, 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 ding. Prison Blast is usually an insta-win if you can get under a walker with it. Well, it's final round, so we're about to see. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, do they still have... Yeah, so Viscous is going to roll out immediately with it, so I'm going over here.
We're a team! Want to meet a dragon?
Hey, yo, you want to meet a dragon? Dragon these nuts across your face. There it is.
This is the best part of the story.
Okay, that was a waste.
One of my favorites. Here you go. Doesn't love a little Arthurian fantasy.
You're gonna have to do a hell of a lot better than that if you want to... Thanks.
Holy hell. So people are dying. This is all this game's gonna be. This is all it's gonna be. Oh my god.
Headed to blue. Stop right there. This is not ideal.
Uh-huh. You could say that, my dad. I'm Bunny. Bunny is faster, actually. Why would you do that? Uh-huh. Well, I held him off.
This should be good.
Poopness, man. Poop. Everybody, you pee on a ness and everybody's fine with it. You poop on a ness and people lose their fucking mind.
I see Viscous.
Dude, okay. Yes, you see Viscous. Get fucked. Leave. Thank you. That's about where I wanted to go.
Mimir will help. Charge!
Our green walker is under attack.
It's gonna... This Viscous is immediately gonna do the thing again. What was that?
I see this.
I hate Viscous so much. You're mine! Ooh. Okay, well now I'm dead. Yeah. Okay, well that's the game. That's the game.
Our green walker is under attack.
Can there be multiple of the same character per team? No. I tried.
I am the spectacular Savannah.
Damn, that was 172 mice in a trench coat? Those are some coordinated mice. What sucks about Viscous is they don't really do that much damage. He just pushes everyone around. Yeah. It's tough to deal with him. I'm not sure like what the counter to the bouncing around other than just getting a lot of stamina charges and just like constantly like adjusting yourself. Has there been anything at all? You can parry paddle punch. You can parry puddle punch. You can parry puddle you can parry puddle punch. You can parry puddle punch. So I could use my block on puddle punch. Do I have to have counterspell or can I just parry it like it's a melee? You can parry without. I didn't know that. Man, you can parry puddle punch without counterspell. Any news on Ricochet? Yeah. Ricochet 12 is now been announced by Valve Software. Last night, in 2058, Gabe Newell's head was inside one of those Futurama jars, where it announced that Ricochet 12 will be releasing in 2063. Puddle Punch is considered a melee. You see, I didn't know that. Let's give a shout out to the Puddle Punch being a melee. Do you ever speak Russian? Do you ever speak Russian? Ah! Do 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 do. What are my thoughts on the PS2 port of Half-Life 1? I've never actually played it. Can you play my song request? I don't want to. I don't want to. It's an old song from like 2024. It's AI generated and it's Neon Prime Tomorrow. It was the very first piece of AI generated music I'd ever heard in my life. And it was something called Neon Prime Tomorrow. Lol, I forgot we hate AI now. We do hate AI now, yeah. I will quickly let it play a little bit. I'm not showing the vid. I'm such a fucking potato. Lynn, can you just DM me the YouTube link? Because I can't easily just show that. Oh yeah, also, I have to stop talking about Deadlock from now on completely. Please don't contact me or ask any questions. I have to stop talking about Deadlock from now on completely. Please don't contact me or ask any questions. So this, yeah. That's an old Gabe follower tweet from like 2024 when Deadlock was being leaked. When it was in the closed beta. I lost a lot of weight. Yeah, that's true. But I can still make myself look like that if I want. Check this out. It's not that hard. We need HLX tomorrow video now, yeah. But I can, yeah, I can. I got no neck. I'm like that rude guy on 90 Day Fiancé. I bought you a present. It's a toothbrush. Your breath stinks. I was always partial to the Deadlock Coldplay AI song. Yeah, everybody was. Fuck AI. It's fun sometimes, but the fun is not worth destroying everything and everyone and everything for it. I think it was like the song was like, there's Abrams, Bebop, and Dynamo. They've got great talent, Hayes and Yamato. Hey, look, it's Ivy, Kelvin, and Infernus. Pocket, Lash, and Look, McGinnis. Mo and Krill Paradox, and here's 7. Vindicta, Wraith, and don't forget Warden. Don't forget Lady Geist. Oh, please drain me, Mommy Geist. It transcended slop. It was the one thing that didn't fucking suck. But, you know. It was of its time. It was of its time for that one moment. Right? But everything about AI fucking sucks ass, and it makes me very sad. This is that. I want to start a band just to learn how to play that song live. I want to start a band just to learn how to play that song live. Okay, well, we got to record a thing now. And if I don't do it now, I won't do it at all. So, Your favorite one was about the NDAs? You have a recording studio in my basement? It's not a good song, but it's an okay parody song. It's not a parody of anything in particular. Okay, so episode 2 of the Miro board. Valve could be a total G and say fuck it and release a Steam machine for 500 and everyone will love them. It's true, but they would be eating a pretty significant loss. Which, I mean, they could do, but they're not one to normally sell at a loss. They didn't sell the Index at a loss. They didn't sell the Steam controller at a loss. They didn't sell the Steam Link at a loss. They didn't sell the Steam Deck at a loss. You know, is there a chance the machine gets shelved again? There's definitely a chance, yeah. But things would have to go really south, like way, way more than it already has been. Maybe a little bit of a loss is yeah, a little bit of a loss is okay. But given the current prices of everything, selling for $500 for the Steam machine is more than just a small loss. Also, that's a very good point. If they sell the internals at a significant loss, then people will just utilize them to acquire components at cheaper than, yeah, they'll mine them for the components. That's exactly right. Holy hell, I don't want to do this. Okay. I've got 7 pages of script to read here. I have seen the Austin Powers video. It's crazy how easy you can engagement bait young people. Just naturally work in the 2 numbers and, you know what I mean? 8, 9. They could try to predict when things come down in price again so that it's lost initially, but they get it back later. That's true. But that's also a massive gamble. Which Valve is not, you know, that's not super foreign to Valve, the concept of gambling. But, you know, they're trying to get away from that, you know. I'm literally 8 years old. I'm not young. Okay, even as a joke? No. Valve invented loot boxes and battle passes and are going away from it now. That's true. It's true. You're the youngest person ever? I'm not. I'm 29. Okay, so before I record this, I want to show you another video that's done. It just needs to... There's this. It's done. I don't know if you've seen the new intro yet, but it's finished. It's 35... The first episode's 35 minutes. It's on the float plane. We're putting it on a VHS tape and then ripping the video from the tape. Oh, why is it doing that? Oh, is that game capture? Oh, there's no audio on... Shoot. Okay, hold on. All right, there should be audio now. I'm going to back up.
This week on The Passionate Gamer. Could this really be Half-Life 2?
I'm so happy to be playing new Half-Life levels that are, like, professionally designed.
Ty reviews the worst game he's played all year.
I was just given the opportunity to review a game that I don't think should be on the market right now.
Did Ty find love online?
Okay. Maybe I'll call back sometime.
And did we just get a phone call from the future?
In 2010, profound writer Alan Wake will travel to Bright Falls, Washington with his wife on a vacation. You need to ensure that this will not happen.
This and so much more. Calling, faxing, and roboting on the Passionate Gamer program. Here we go.
About a year ago, a game came out of nowhere that nobody anticipated would take the world by storm in the way that it did. Perfect 10s for every magazine. PC Gamer, PC Game, Computer Gaming World. Valve has re-released Half-Life as the Game of the Year edition. Itself coming with some interesting new changes and some stuff that you can play on top of it, including Team Fortress Classic. But today we are going to be focusing on this new bundle of joy.
You've got mail.
Half-Life Opposing Force. I do recommend going out to the store and purchasing a copy for yourself. And let's also, while we're here, take a look at what comes in the box. Of course, in the box, what we have here is a manual. And in the manual, we'll actually learn a little bit about what's going on in the stories. Now, what I understand...
You've got voicemail.
Yes, Michael.
Why are you streaming so late? Has
You've got
something
mail.
interesting happened that you can't talk about?
What? Now, before we read what's in this manual here, we're going to be taking a look at all this mail. Of course, you can send faxes straight to the Passionate Gamer. Phone is online. Also, we've got Michael. He has a bad eye. You control it through IRC commands.
Hello, I am Michael. I am feeling very bad. I don't like Half-Life.
You don't deserve your eye. Obviously, we have a lot of mail to get through. Hazard Time has sent a fax. Should someone start doing daily Half-Life 2 update? I mean, we kind of got Half-Life 2. That's an entire second Half-Life game. Hello, Tyler. I hope that you're doing well today. I appreciate that. Common mistake. My name's Ty, T-Y-E. Michael, I'm so... Oh, there's your eye. Sorry, Michael. Sorry. I'm gonna have it back. Can't wait to see Fight Club. It just came out in theaters. It came out a little while ago. You might have missed it. Wait till it's on video. Red BR34 sent a fax saying, heard rumors that Valve has outdated security that can only end in disaster. A large company such as Valve Software definitely has very good security. I wouldn't be concerned about that. So will this run on my 486? Probably not, but let's take a look at the specs. Minimum specs is a Pentium 133. You're gonna have to upgrade. Who's running a 486 nowadays? Opposing Horse. I like that. I like Opposing Horse. Opposing Horse makes me happy. Demo Apple sent a fax. Have you ever thought about making a show where you roleplay as a person 20 years ago? It could be an interesting format. Lots of love. If I made a show where... Oh, we have a phone call. Hello?
Opposing horse.
What? And we lost him. Did they just call to say opposing horse? With me more than that.
Voicemail.
Yeah, Mike.
I'm Acquire Head Patch Tyler.
Fresh Twig sent a fax. I'm so F-word scared for Y2K. How? We got a phone call. Hello?
Is this line secure? So I'm about to tell you something very important.
First of all, thank you for calling the Passionate Gamer Show. I am Ty Vickers, the Passionate Gamer, and you are currently on the air.
In 2010, profound writer Alan Wake will travel to Bright Falls, Washington with his wife on a vacation. You need to ensure that this will not happen.
I got my notebook and my pen right here. I'll tell you what. I'll write this down. In 2010, which is like what, 13 years from now? You said Bright Falls.
You got voicemail.
Hold on. Michael's got to say something.
Opposing horse.
Opposing horse.
Michael, now is not the time.
Okay, quick question. I don't know who Alan Wake is. I don't know if I'll be alive in 2010. You know, I'm only writing this down to be polite to you because you're a caller into the show. But like, I mean, come on, man. Like, what do you want me to do? It's like calling somebody to try and stop the Kennedy assassination. It's like, what exactly am I actually
No, you need to stop him from going there. It's going to be very bad. You need to stop him.
The fax machine is literally out of paper, and I find that very funny. Ever played a beta version of Half-Life? My older brother, Jeff Keeley, has it on CD. I stole it from him, and I can share it with you. Have I played a beta version of Half-Life? Yeah, I have. Valve Software sent discs to all of our magazines. I have one of them. I probably have a couple of them in my archive. A beta version? I don't see the point in playing an early version of a game. Just play the game. Why do you want to play an earlier, crappier version of a game? I don't think these Valve people are going to go anywhere. They
You got voicemail.
Yeah, Mike.
My rafflecopter goes swa 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 swa.
Thanks, Mike. Somebody named Bees Churger Productions sent a picture, faxed a picture of what I can only assume is a Bees Churger. So that's what a Bees Churger is. Also, there's a picture of Clinton and Monica Lewinsky on the other side, so...
In a world where most of the major players in 3D action genres are massive companies all competing for shelf space, smaller titles, even those made by independent teams, are buried in all the noise of magazine ads and website pop-ups. A few years ago, we discussed Chasm the Rift, a shooter developed in Kiev, Ukraine, which, while delivering on head-melting atmosphere, was actually nothing more than a souped-up version of Wolf 3D. I mean, who needs the Y-axis? That game was made by a team. This game, Herat, was made by a man. One single man. Developed out of Prague in the Czech Republic, Herat is the brainchild of...
So that goes on for like 35 minutes. In the future, I want episodes to be around an hour. I was watching that. When does it come out? I don't know. Soon-ish. I want to get a Valve video or two out first. Hey, I was watching that. Good. I personally have the confidence that the show, that show that I'm working on, which is, you know, it's coming out soon, will be bigger than Valve News Network type stuff. I personally do believe that very much. But, that got me tripping. No, yeah, for real. I have been working on that for 5 years, on and off, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very happy with it. Man, Ty's son, I assume, is not as fun. So people seem to think that Ty Vickers is like a relative of mine. We're not. It's not like my dad or my uncle or something. That's not how that works. There is a story about what the hell is happening. Why is this show from the 90s somehow interfacing with modern day, and how are people able to communicate back and forth across the time, and what is actually going on there, and things like that. I have all those questions answered. I spent a very long time writing effectively like a novella of lore that will, it's not the point of the show, but it's like it's the theming of the show. And that's sprinkled in. I drop a couple of hints in this episode, in the first episode. I drop a couple of hints in this episode. You know, eventually, like, the speed at which things happen is dependent on how quickly people figure it out. But there are a couple of key points in the show that'll be like overtly plot points. And they will be very obvious that they're plot points. But those aren't, like, I'm going to let the show be for a while before I start throwing in, like, you know, like the real heavy lore stuff, which, like, there won't be like whole lore episodes. It'll just be like little events, little pip, 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 little breadcrumbs to bring you into the story. And it's, you know, it's like it's obviously science fiction adjacent because of what everything is, but generally, like, even if you don't give a shit about the lore at all, the core of the show of, like, hey, everything sucks, let's throw it back to a simpler time, that's pretty ubiquitous. That's pretty universal, I think. So there's a lot of effort that goes into it, like just an absurd amount of effort. And, you know, and the biggest inspirations for this show are Germa 985, Fine Sauce Joel. There's a video that another Valve creator made years and years ago called XJR 9000 about the Half-Life 2 launch night video. That video came out like over a decade ago. And then Wayne Radio TV is also a big inspiration. And then other stuff like LGR and Action Retro and Michael MKD and you know. Gabe Follower dropped some news recently. Hopium. Hey Max, are you on? But the schedule that we're aiming for is, somebody in the YouTube chat just said that you dropped some HLX news recently. Hopium. Did you drop anything else, or is he talking about the video that you put out? Will it be exclusively 90s, or will you progress into the early 2000s? So that's part of the show. That's part of the lore. I can't answer that question because it's part of the lore. But actually, I can answer that question. Yes and no. But yes. But no. But yes. But no. But yes. But no. No. But yes. But no. However, yes, in a way. But really, no. You know. Kinda. Yeah. So the thing that I know is required for this show to take off, and the thing that I don't want to do, but I know I have to. Thank you so much. TB Karate, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know that I have to turn all of this into like TikTok clips and stuff, because if any social platform is going to eat up the nostalgia, pseudo nostalgia throwback content, the pseudo nostalgia, which is what I call content that's made to be like if it came out in the time that it's pretending to be from, it wouldn't look out of place. And so it's like pseudo old. It's like, no, it's new stuff from the past kind of stuff, right? And there's a lot of people that do that kind of thing from a lot of different angles. You've got After, the band, you've got the Fruitiger Dylan in a lesser extent. You've got Mama's most recent album is very much loved like that. George Clanton's most recent album is a lot like, well, maybe not, which the Ooh I Rap Ya one is like that. But it requires short form content, and I don't want to do it. I did go through all of the proto episodes, of which there were about 14 that I did over the course of 4 years, and converted all of the best parts, in my opinion, down to TikTok clips. And I uploaded a few of them and then stopped because it was like, ugh, I just don't like it. But I have 77 TikTok clips here from the old version of the show. But like this is like kind of how I've done it.
It just hit me that I don't think anyone has asked you about your favorite game. Duke Nukem 3D. Half-Life would be pretty based. Half-Life would be pretty based. I don't know. Half-Life would be pretty... I don't know what that means. Slimech _ says, D's nuts. Okay.
Yeah. I gotta advertise like it's in third person. What does that mean? Yeah, but that's kind of the vibe.
Hello?
Hi, Gabe Newell here. You fucking suck at playing my game. If you don't stop now, bad things are going to happen to you.
Fuck you, Gabe Newell.
Listen to...
Hello, you're on the air with the Passionate Gamer Show.
I'm going to spawn the final boss in your bathroom, and he's going to stink up the place.
You're going to spawn... Is this still Gabe Newell?
If you hang up on me again, you will regret it.
Okay, Gabe Newell, Get back to work.
Stop streaming this game. I'm going to sue you with my big Gabe bucks.
Gabe Newell, go to hell, Gabe Newell.
That's so gay, Ben.
Rex Prime says, nothing. He said nothing. There was no message. Tyler, something is wrong. I don't want to do this anymore. Unless you kiss me, Tyler. Tyler, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me.
How'd they do? They were fine. They weren't like blowing up or anything, but it needs to be consistent, and I wasn't being consistent. They all got like 1,000 to 1,500 views each. But I think I only uploaded like 10, maybe less. Ah! Yeah. All right, we're going to try and read this. How is the Lock of Dead? 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 So recently, Valve sat on their keyboards and deleted Deadlock. Immediately, fans cried out in disbelief, stating, "How was the lock of the dead?" Adios. Oh, gosh. This is worse than Manson, and that's saying something. The hilarious part is your view count held the whole time. That's because these are ride or die McVicker fans. Your ability to keep the gag going well beyond its lifespan is terrifying. Electra says that too. Electra has told me multiple times that my problem is that I go way too long with a gag. I'll come up with a good gag, and then I will shoot it dead, and then I will beat it until it doesn't exist anymore. It's the Tim and Eric shtick? Yeah, okay, sure. Donated $10 to request a song, and it wasn't even on Twitch to hear it. Which one was yours? I haven't listened. I haven't actually played the song requests for a while. Next time we do, it'll play. But there's 2 pages of donations here. There's only one from somebody who donated $10. It was Tingman Thing donating just home residence. It's a Glass Animals song. Sun Bleached Print. Was that yours? I have 3 songs that I put in myself. Tokyo Drifting, Sun Bleach Print, and The Phoenix. And Summer 2000 Baby. Project TF? More like Project T Dead. Who liked my joke? Please leave me a like and send me $1 million, please. Did you know the Bliss location looks like the wallpaper again? I did. Yeah, I did. Oh, I don't want to do this. Okay. HLX time. Today we're going to be talking about the gameplay. First, we know the HEV suit will appear in the game thanks to a number of HEV suit sound effects references being found within the game's engine. First, the HEV suit. We know that the HEV suit will appear in-game thanks to a number of HEV suit sound effect references being found in the engine itself. This is too loud. Ah! HLX information time. Welcome to Miro Board episode 2. Let's not waste any time. Today is the gameplay and gameplay mechanics episode. And first we're going to talk about the HEV suit. We know that the HEV suit will appear in game thanks to a number of HEV suit sound effect references being found in the game's engine. Hold on, oh. Hello. Okay. HLX news time. HLX information time. Let's not make a big deal of it and let's get started. We won't waste a whole lot of time. Today's episode 2 of the Miro Board, talking about the gameplay. We know that the HEV suit will appear in-game thanks to a number of HEV sound effects references being found in the engine. A weapon pickup sound from Half-Life 2 was also added to the engine core on December 6th, 2024. We know one of the sound effects is a plug detachment. And one of the tests for a sound container system mentioned in the engine section contains references to the HEV suit counting from 1 to 9. These sounds are labeled as Legacy. Speculation. Speculation. Since they specifically made a folder for legacy HEV sounds, it's fair to assume that they have recorded a new voice line for the HEV suit. Since they have specifically made a folder for legacy HEV suit sounds, it's fair to assume that they have also recorded a new voice for the HEV suit. The gravity gun will also be making a return based on modifications made to the FGD files in Source 2. FGD files are basically a list of all the available game elements in Source 2. FGD files are basically a list of all available game elements in the game's level design tools. Based on these findings, level designers are able to adjust whether an object can be picked up with the gravity gun or not, whether they can punt it, or if the gravity gun can pick up an object regardless of its mass. The volume needs to be louder. Piss, piss. Piss, piss. Piss, piss. It doesn't, but I'll, if I adjust the volume settings, I have to... Hello? Hi there, my name's Dave. Oh, please help me. I am going to die. I'll die, I promise. Hi there, my name's Dave. I'm going to die, so please one day help me as you can. I'm Dave. Hello there. Check, 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 check. Guess who has to record from the top now because the volume's different and I can't adjust it that way in editing. Hello, 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 hello. So recently, Valve Software has found a new probe to put right up my anal cavity. All right. I have to piss, so we'll be right back. These in-ear monitors are excellent, but they're a pain to get in and out. So instead of taking them out, I just... I'm about to go piss. I'll be right back. Piss and piss, 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 piss and poop, 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 piss and poop, 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 poop. Do you ever have the thought of what if you could get all the piss out of you at once in 1 second, and depending on how long you wait is how hard the pressure is? I had to piss so bad the other day that I pissed for like 58 seconds. Do you ever count? Do you ever... Do you ever count? I just had a moment of, oh wow, I'm really autistic, aren't I? Because I just said something out loud that I've done my whole life, and hearing myself say it made me immediately realize what the fuck I just said. Oh no. Okay, so I always count how long I'm pissing. Like I always just go, stream starts 1, 2, in my head every single fucking time. And I've never said that out loud. And I had that moment of like, you know how like on Mythbusters, Adam Savage sometimes said that he had moments where he's like, what the fuck are we doing? But like, okay. So yesterday I had to piss really bad and I counted to 58, which is pretty high. No, I don't count out loud. No. I'm not crazy. And so I had the thought of like, well, what if I could get 58 seconds of a normal stream into 1 second? And it all came out like a fire hose for just like, it went from 0 to 100 and then it was all gone. Would you be able to like levitate, like propel yourself up like a jetpack? No, like imagine if your anatomy could handle it and it was just like, for 1 second, you just like sat at the urinal and went, bah! And then it was all gone. I had that thought in a Target bathroom and then I made a note on my phone because I thought it was a funny thought. Oh, fuck. Okay. I want another Dr. Pepper, and then I promise we will record this goddamn video. I just, like, I feel like nothing matters anymore right now, and so I'm just going, like, it's just, you know? No, HLX isn't canceled. There's more to life than HLX, guys. No, HLX is still a thing. HLX is still a thing. It's just everything else makes me feel like, oh God, life. I'm going to get a Dr. Pepper Zero. Hey, get that pepper off there. I'm not sponsored, but it is Dr. Pepper, so. Okay. You know, in Dragon Ball Z, where Goku needed everybody's energy for the Spirit Bomb? I need that right now because I can't put into words how little I actually want to record these videos right now. But I know that, like, it's the only thing I can do to make the world even like remotely, like, 0.01% a better place. Okay. So, send me your energy through the computer screen. I want everybody doing... You know. I want to give a quick shout out to Christina Applegate. It's time for more HLX information. Let's not make a massive deal about this. Here's the Miro Board, Episode 2, talking about the gameplay and mechanics that we can expect out of HLX found in the data mines over the last 5 years. We know that the HEV suit will appear in the game thanks to a number of HEV suit sound references that... We know that the HEV suit will appear in the game thanks to a number of HEV sound effect references being found in the engine. A weapon pickup sound from Half-Life 2 was added to the engine core on December 6, 2024. We know one of the sound effects is a plug detachment, and one of the tests for the sound container system mentions in the engine section we know that one of the sound effects is a plug detachment. And one of the tests for the sound effects container system mentioned in the engine section contains references to the HEV suit counting from 1 to 9. These sound effects are labeled as legacy sounds. Speculation. There we go. Speculation. Since they specifically made a folder for the legacy HEV sounds, it's fair to assume that they have recorded new voice lines for the HEV suit. The gravity gun will be making a return as well, based on modifications made to the FGD files in Source 2. FGD files are basically a list of all the available game elements in the game's level design tools. Based on these findings, level designers are able to adjust whether an object can be picked up with the gravity gun or not, whether they can punt it with the gravity gun, or if the gravity gun can interact with an object regardless of its mass. Fire has been made significantly more dynamic in Source 2. It can spread to other objects. Objects can be set on fire based on their temperature, and they can be heated up based on their distance from the fire. I cannot stress this enough, however. This is technically not thermodynamics. This is a rudimentary system that is a fancier way of how fire spreading worked in Half-Life 2. Thermodynamics, traditionally, are way too expensive to run in a video game. Now, while we're at it, did you know that originally Half-Life 2 was supposed to include a dynamic fire system? Pretty much exactly like the one detailed here. To quote the developer commentary of Half-Life 2, Source 2 kinda infamously didn't support water for a really long time. Even Counter-Strike 2 doesn't properly support water, it's just materials used on flat surfaces. Proper water buoyancy and player interactions with the water were not on... Proper water buoyancy and player interactions with the water have finally all been implemented in Source 2. Funnily enough, even though this system isn't officially included in any of the public Source 2 games, individuals did manage to get it working in Counter-Strike 2, at least as of May 2025. It's pretty broken, but as you can see, it does let you drown in water. Another water or liquid-related thing are spills. They're basically puddles that can spawn when water or oil leaks from a container, like a pipe or a barrel. This was also technically a thing that was cut from Half-Life 2. Lastly, you have waterfall helpers. Lastly, you have waterfall helpers. These are not used in any of the public Source 2 games, which is why we believe it might appear in HLX. This is a tool that helps level designers easily add waterfalls to their levels. Fans are a weird gameplay mechanic that is also not used in any of the public Source 2 games. They can blow in a set direction, pull things in, block players and NPCs. There are 3 different fan particle types that these fans can use. Fans, rotor washing for helicopters, and radial. What do we know? What do we know about radial? We don't know much about what those actually mean. Weapons were rewritten to take advantage of the previously mentioned VData system. We talked about this in the first episode. Based on our findings, HLX will probably use a weapon selection system similar to the previous Half-Life games. Weapons can have set flags, which can alter how they're handled. Some weapons may be exhaustible, aka just used once and then done, or they cannot have their ammo refilled. Some weapons may be exhaustible, meaning you use them once and they're over, or they can never have their ammo refilled, so effectively you use them through their current ammo count and then drop them. Weapons can also use different sound effects, obviously, and we know about sound effects for primary attacks, secondary attacks, melee attacks, and special weapon actions. By the way, I'm not saying that all of HLX's weapons are one use and then drop. I'm saying that the weapon system supports it. One of the tool materials used in... I'm about due for a bump. Am I right, boys? That's a joke. I have really bad allergies. I'm allergic to the cat that I've lived with for most of my life, and so... Not most of my life, most of my adult life. One of the tool materials used in the original Half-Life 3 attempt from 2013 was updated recently, specifically the tool material used for spawn volumes. This system can be compared to a souped-up version of the Director from Left 4 Dead, where it slightly alters the world around you based on how you're doing in the game, intended to increase replayability. As an example, here's how the system works. Let's say we have an open little hut. As an example, here's how the system works. Let's say, hypothetically, we have a little hut. This hut can be blocked off or have windows open. Inside the hut, you might find a crate, an enemy, a citizen. It's all up to how the game decides to play. Each visit to this hut is different. Maybe on one playthrough, the hut is blocked off. Maybe in another, it has a bunch of zombies waiting for you to come inside. It's the Director, but brought to a further and more logical conclusion. A work-in-progress level streaming system has also been implemented into Source 2. While Source 2 can already load multiple maps at once, mostly for UI elements and small things like team intros in Counter-Strike 2, the systems we are discussing here are intended to get rid of loading screens that have pretty much been in every Half-Life game since the beginning of the franchise. Ragdolls can be damaged and destroyed. Simple enough. Breakable props have received an improvement to their breaking behavior. They can spawn a bunch of little props when broken. Do you remember when in Half-Life 1, if you broke a crate, a bunch of tech components would spawn on break? Or those packing peanuts that would spawn when you broke a crate in Half-Life Alyx? It's something like that, but far more customizable. And expensive, but far more customizable. Physics props can contain items inside them that spawn when the props are broken. Again, this can also be compared to Half-Life 1, where some crates would contain medkits or suit batteries, but any physics prop that has a breakable component could contain items dynamically spawning within them. Gravity shifting lets players and NPCs traverse gravity-bending environments. This tech lets you walk on ceilings, warp around surfaces, or orbit around things. Similar mechanics were used in Super Mario Galaxy or Prey 2006. Imagine the vault sections in Half-Life Alyx, but fully dynamic and part of the active combat gameplay. A very modular and physical-based vehicle system is now part of Source 2. These vehicles can carry multiple passengers. Passengers can use their weapons in a vehicle. Vehicles can adjust your field of view based on your current speed. There are tire friction systems, vehicle suspensions, and wheel dragging. Hitting an NPC with a vehicle can turn them into a temporary ragdoll and send them flying. Vehicles even support assists for controller users. It should be noted, a longtime Forza Motorsport developer was hired at... It is important to note, in my opinion, that a longtime Forza Motorsports physics developer was hired by Valve around the time this system first appeared and leaked within the engine. Now, how does this driving system actually work? As we've discussed in the previous video, Source 2 is a heavily customized, data-driven engine, with the VData files allowing for the end user to customize effectively anything that it lists using the files themselves and no longer needing the entire engine to be recompiled for some basic gameplay changes. We have the VData file for how the driving system actually works. So I want to preface this section by saying that the majority of this stuff is super low level. Basically, all you really need to know is that the vehicles are absurdly in-depth and take things into like the types of surfaces you're driving on into account. Every surface will feel different to drive on. Vehicles steer differently depending on your speed. But I'm predominantly going to cover the surface level gameplay mechanics here. I want everybody in the chat that's just kind of casually listening to tell me what to get for dinner tonight after the stream. Ooh, Womble with the recommendation. We're eating cement. The majority of schema data here that we're going to discuss for vehicles was added on June 9th, 2022 in a Dota 2 update. Vehicle-related entities were deleted in the following engine updates after it was reported that this file was found. The release of this file, the vehicle vdata file, is speculated to be a mistake on Valve's part. Vehicles can be configured to allow or disallow exits when they're mid-air or when they're blocked, meaning if both sides of the vehicle are blocked. There's also a parameter for the maximum speed at which you can enter or exit a moving vehicle. Vehicles can be overturned, flipped on their heads, very similar to how it is in Half-Life 2. Even wheels on the vehicles are highly customizable and can emit smoke under friction. Vehicles have rolls. Vehicles have rolls. They can also be set whether they allow or not allow whether to allow passengers. Also interesting thing to note is that your vehicle's speed affects your camera's field of view, and this scales with the speed. Vehicles have different hit groups. This is used so that people inside a vehicle can still take damage. These include a driver hit group, a driver side entry hit group, a passenger hit group, a passenger side entry hit group, a rear entry hit group, a front entry hit group, and a top entry hit group. Based on this, we can deduce that vehicle drivers and passengers can take damage while driving or while the vehicle is moving. These vehicles may also have rear, front, and top entries depending on the vehicle type. Enemies can seemingly enter vehicles. NPCs may also use melee weapons when they are inside those vehicles. We also have a list of possible animation parameters for NPCs, though this can be we also have a list of possible animation parameters for the NPCs. Through this, we can learn that NPCs are able to be stunned, be animated based on a death hit location, which means that they'll have a different death animation based on where their final hit was made on their body, react to an attacker's strength, open doors, like press on the handle and stuff, have a flight speed, which confirms that there are flying enemies, and detecting enemies while in vehicles and using melee weapons while in the vehicles themselves. It's unknown if enemies can actually enter your vehicles and if NPCs will fight each other inside a vehicle that is being driven by an NPC or the player. This is not, however, suggesting a co-op system. This is a single-player game as far as we understand. Up next, in the next episode of the Miro board, we're going to be talking about all of the spoilers. Anything we know about the types of NPCs, enemies, anything about the types of enemies, NPCs, locations, etc. that we have been able to learn through the data mines. So, if you want to avoid the spoilers, I do recommend checking. So if you want to avoid the spoilers, I recommend skipping the next episode and waiting for the one after that, based around the artificial intelligence within the game. I'm Tyler McVicker, the Passionate Gamer. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Peace and air grease. Adios. If you want to support these videos, get to see them early and get your name in the credits, my Patreon link is down in the description below, and is an excellent way you can support the creation and continued development of the content that I create. Thank you so much. Okay, and we're going to record episode 3 now. We're already here, so we're just gonna run a train through it. Okay, so I am going to be reading the script for episode 3. Episode 3's script here is spoiler heavy. This is the spoiler episode. So if you don't want the spoilers, unfortunately, that is what we're going to be talking about here. And for the next probably 10, 15 minutes. I can assure you that the spoilers that we have here are not massive. You've likely heard it. Like this is like Zen Gorilla stuff, that kind of thing. So I need a haircut. My hair is getting too long. Yeah, we're gonna run a train through this, and we're gonna record as much of this as I can today because I'm not feeling very good, but I'm in the mood to record, so we're just gonna run a train through it and see what we can do. Thank you. If you don't want the spoilers, then yeah, this is not the this is not the. Give it like 15, 20 minutes, and then come back. How bad are the spoilers? Types of enemies, a few locations, types of NPCs, a few weapon types, things like that. What up? All right. Welcome to episode 4 of the Miro board, and today we are going to be discussing the spoilers. If you don't want to spoil, these are very light spoilers, discussing things like enemy types, NPC types, a few locations, and a little bit of a reference towards weapons. But if you want to go in completely blind into HLX, then this is the episode to skip. If you're watching on the playlist, the next one will be available. And if you're a subscriber, the next one will be as soon as I can possibly get it out. But if you're okay with hearing a little bit about what you can expect out of HLX, thematically or enemy ways, then this is the video for you. Let's get into it. So let's not waste a whole lot of time, and let's get into the next. So let's not waste a whole lot of time, and let's get into episode 4 of the Miro board. Hound eyes are referenced via strings and an icon. The string examples that we have are things like hound eye item attach and monster item attach. Now, based on this, we can assume that items can be attached to hound eyes. The Zen Gorilla, or the hint Zen Gorilla retreat spot node, the Zen Gorilla was referenced in the hint node Zen Gorilla retreat spot, is the Zen Gorilla, which was originally found in the hint node Zen Gorilla retreat spot, also apparently has a tentacle particle effect. We're not sure what the Zen Gorilla is supposed to look like, although we are pretty sure it doesn't actually look like a gorilla, and it instead is some sort of tentacle beast. The Zen Jellyfish is another one found in hint nodes. The Zen Jellyfish looks for food and tries to reach for food. Zen Jellyfishes are likely ambient NPCs and not an actual enemy that you fight. However, this ambient NPC has AI routines for looking and reaching for food. The Zen Swooper was also found in hint nodes. Zen Swoopers have a circling center. Zen Swoopers look for food, and Zen Swoopers can also have predetermined landing spots. This is some sort of floating, flying, flocking type creature, and is likely similar to things that we're already used to seeing out of Zen. The Combine Charger is making a return. The Combine Charger is the the Combine Charger is the shield enemy from Half-Life Alyx, and level designers can make them deploy their shields at designated predetermined spots, which was not a feature in Half-Life Alyx. Feral man hacks are completely new. We're not entirely sure what they're meant to be, but we do have the hint node Feral man hack drag towards. They have the ability to drag things towards them. And the idea of something being a feral manhack has been heavily speculated not to be a corrupted mechanical manhack, but instead some kind of biological manhack equivalent for certain levels or areas where a mechanical manhack would not be deployed, but a flying enemy with a similar archetype to a manhack would be needed. Combine snipers are likely to be making a return. Combine snipers are likely to be making a return, and we can presume that unlike Half-Life 2 snipers will actually take part in the active battlefield, as well as just hiding in windows and only being vulnerable to grenades. The hint node Combine sniping position is a dynamic position, meaning that the level designers can have certain positions, different positions, for where the Combine sniper can move to, meaning the sniper will not be pinned down in one location. They can move with the active combat. A few other Combine-related hint nodes from a Dota 2 are Combine Signal and Combine Fallback. These don't tell us much. Combine Signal might be some sort of point where the Combine soldiers can call for backups, and Fallback seems to be a fallback spot, maybe when they're overwhelmed or having too many sustained casualties. We also have things that are related to the off-world. This is separate from the Zen border world. It's heavily speculated that off-world is actually where the Combine originate from. Like how Overwatch says that civil protection officers that break the rules might be relocated off-world. So we know about an off-world pentatank. We're not sure what the pentatank looks like other than it has, 5 legs, but we know that the pentatank itself is either a sentry turret in and of itself or can contain a sentry turret that is either piloted by an enemy or the player or by itself. We know of off-world workers. Workers have predetermined work spots and return spots. I would probably compare them to Vortigaunt workers in the Black Mesa Interloper chapter, but the idea of a Combine worker was something that was supposed to be significantly more robust and frequent in Half-Life Alyx in its original story. Think of the He's Still Kicking It guys from Half-Life Alyx. It's the yellow suit people. Off-world storks have restock and deployment points, but we don't know what that means. Off-world storks. We're also familiar with the Fly Guy, a type of NPC, a type of enemy, I suspect a jet-packed Combine officer, the Koosh Child, which has a water source. The Koosh Child can find water sources in the world, and some have compared it to the Koosh Toy, which in and of itself actually looks kind of similar to the blob that was originally cut from Episode 3. The Howler, and all we know about the Howler is that it can change its target that it throws objects at while howling. The Flitter, F-L-I-T-T-E-R, this doesn't have a creature attached to its name, but it sounds eerily similar to antlion behaviors, as flitters are able to burrow, either in a hole or in pipes. The Harvest Man baby can chirp. We literally know nothing else other than the Harvest Man baby can chirp. One last time. The Harvest Man baby. One last time. The Harvest Man baby can chirp. Like a chick, like a little baby chicken. And of course, antlions are being referenced. There were FGT entries for thumpers, specifically intended for HLX, that were quickly renamed after being discovered. So antlions are likely making a return. So, locations. What do we know? Well, we know that Zen is absolutely a thing. With all the gravity stuff that we know and all the NPCs specifically being referenced in Zen that are new, like Zen gorillas and Zen jellyfishes, Zen is absolutely a place that the player is likely to visit. The Combine Offworld is also a place that the player is likely to visit, as we've discussed earlier. Another location is the Foundry. The Foundry is a specific... The Foundry, as we know it, has specific communication and welding spots for NPCs to have their ambient animations occur. The Foundry, all we know is that it's a location, the Foundry. It should be stated that cremator factories were a heavily cut element from multiple Half-Life games. Just putting that out there. NPCs hold a hint node called a holdout position. Holdouts are actually a scenario in which a group defends themselves from a swarm of enemies, like that one plaza scene with Alex in Half-Life 2. It's like that, only NPCs can do it independently. The holdout defensive position and the holdout power consumer in this scenario. We also... We also have a physics prop interaction, hint physics prop pickup, and hint physics prop drop off. These are spots in which NPCs can pick up or drop off physics props. This will be elaborated on later in the video series, but just so you know, NPCs can now dynamically pick up and put down any physics object. This is a new thing for us. And that's all the spoilers. Not a whole lot. Not that bad. But that's all the spoilers. The next episode will go into the artificial intelligence and the NPCs that we can expect in Half-Life. The next episode will go into the AI that we can expect out of these NPCs, and we have a lot of information on that. If you want to support these videos, get your name in the credits, get to watch them early, my Patreon page is down in the description below, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. I'm Tyler McVicker, the Passionate Gamer, your friendly neighborhood hype merchant, and I hope you're having a great day. Peace and hair grease. Adios. Oof. Okay, so that was the third episode, and now we're on page 17 of a total of 35 pages. So we're half done. That's half of them recorded. My throat is starting to hurt. I'm going to try and record one more, which means there'll be two more after that. And then I'm going to call it. How did that sound? No, I know. I'm not actually going to call it the third episode. That's the joke. There is no episode 3. There's never an episode 3. That's the joke. Oh, the State of the Union is happening right now. Oh. Okay. Oh, it starts at 9? And why is it live? So it's not for another 2 hours? Do you know what I've been really getting into? I don't know why, but Michael Jackson. I've been getting really into Michael Jackson lately. It's been listening to a lot of Michael Jackson stuff lately. I remind you of your theater teacher, just a younger version. Debzula, you're also getting into Michael Jackson lately? Cool. Anything about Project TF? Yeah, a little bit. I'll do a Project TF, the next Fortress Files video soon-ish. You know, eventually, soon. Favorite Michael Jackson album? Off the Wall. No, it's not even close. I like most of them, but Off the Wall. You listened to the Invincible album today? Yeah. Have you heard about the Doom Netflix series? I have heard about a thing, I think. Yeah. You see the DM I sent you? Do you think the controller will be sooner than anything else? I don't know. There's nothing here to suggest that I think that. Yeah, what up?
I just haven't heard from you in hours.
I'm recording one more video and then I'll be done. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you need anything?
No.
Okay. There's a woman in the void. Have I finished recording episode 3? We finished yes, we finished the spoiler episode, yes. Okay, so this is the third video we're going to be recording for today. This will be the last one we're recording for today. This one is going to be the AI stuff. Topic of AI. Okay. Check, check, check. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, I saw about the Backrooms movie, yeah. Another Miro board video. On episode 5 of the Miro board, we're going to be talking about the artificial intelligence we can expect out of Source 2 and for HLX. Found from data mines over the last 5 years, I hope this sheds some light on what you can expect out of HLX. Here we go. NPC navigation in Source 2 has received significant overhauls and additions. NPCs now support different navigation spaces, aka grids, by which they can move around in the world. It's extremely dynamic compared to something like Half-Life 2 or even Half-Life Alyx. NPCs can now effectively understand on ground spaces, inner spaces. Okay. NPCs can now effectively understand on ground spaces, in air spaces, or underwater spaces. This allows them to better understand the world around them and behave differently whether they're on their feet, swimming, or flying. NPCs can now traverse on moving platforms, which NPCs are also able to traverse on moving platforms, and they can also navigate gravity-shifting environments, aka places in which you can seamlessly orbit around an object. Again, like Super Mario Galaxy. NPCs can now also crawl in different spaces if they can't reach said space by crouching. Moods add a little visual flair, and they're used to spice up NPCs' animations. Moods can affect their facial animations. Moods can affect an NPC's facial expressions, eye looks and gestures. They're basically subtle ways to express a character's or NPC's emotion. Flinching is an NPC's reaction to taking damage, small body movements. Now, while a lot of flinch types have carried over from Half-Life 2, 4 new damage types have been added. These include burn damage, sonic primary damage, sonic secondary damage, and Newton damage. Sonic, in this case, by the way, is sound damage. We don't know what makes use of these types, but speculation, sonic damage likely has something to do with hound eyes, which we have also said are likely making a return in HLX. Now, as you may remember, Half-Life Alyx already experimented with something similar to a destructible NPC system. You can shoot a Combine Grunt's backpack to make them explode, or shoot off Antlion's legs to make them more vulnerable. Valve has turned these little mechanics into an entire game system. The destructible parts system allows every part of the body to be destroyed. Legs, arms, head, chest, gear, etc. An NPC's behavior and animation may change depending on which destructible part is missing. Destroying certain parts may immediately kill an NPC. Some parts may only be destroyed when giving, like exploding into a pile of guts. Like exploding into a pile of gibs. Now, as far as we understand it, this could be very similar to Doom Eternal's Destructible Demon weak point system. Modifiers are effects that can be applied to entities, such as NPCs, objects, or even the player. These I'm losing my voice. This is the last one. These can have an effect on a variety of things and depict a number of these can have an effect on a variety of things and depict a number of events. Real modifiers found in the code include entering or exiting a vehicle, forcing an alert state on an NPC, or disabling squatting up between NPCs. These abilities mentioned above can also apply modifiers. Did I talk about abilities yet? No. Okay, so it's not mentioned above. NPC abilities, mentioned later in the video, can also have applied modifiers. A practical example would be an enemy throws a stun grenade at you. This can apply the following modifiers to you: stun, increasing your mouth sensitivity, and disarming you. Level designers can now more finely tune NPCs in a level. They can force them to aim their weapons or to not aim. They can force them to aim their weapons. They can force them to use specific movement gates, which means how fast they're moving. NPCs can also spawn hunting the player. They can make them only interested in specific points in the map. NPCs can also react to different sound types. This was already present in Half-Life 2, but the whole system has been expanded to include reactions to glass breaking, physics objects moving, warning from other friends, or food, which is likely tied to Zen creatures seeking food. Okay. Now, like we discussed in the mechanics video, we have a VData file for the base NPC behavior. Now, this represents a base NPC schema that almost every NPC in the game will be derived from. NPCs are able to navigate numerous navigation spaces, aka environments they move around in. Let's say a specific NPC can only move around in traditional nav spaces, which means on the ground, or only in water spaces, if they swim. NPCs can take different amounts of health based on where they're hit: chest, head, stomach, arms, legs, and these values fluctuate based on the difficulty the game is being played on. NPCs can turn into a temporary ragdoll when they've been hit by a vehicle. They don't necessarily have to die when hit by a vehicle, unlike the hunters in Episode 2. The damage dealt by a vehicle must pass a certain threshold in order to kill. Now, some of this stuff was removed from the engine files semi-recently, but that doesn't mean that it was cut from the game. NPCs can be set to whether or not they are affected by altered gravity in the environment, meaning some NPCs might not be affected by gravitational changes at all. A second, more robust NPCV data file was found in Aperture Desk Job around March of 2022. So it's guaranteed that they have made... So it is actually guaranteed that Valve has actually evolved even more than what we have here, since this is already nearly 4 years old. NPCs have different flinch types. Flinches are how NPCs respond to damage. There are small flinches, stationary flinches, and large flinches. NPCs can stay in a temporary ragdoll form depending on how much damage they've sustained. Let's say they get hit by a crate, which will only cause them to stay in that form for a while. If they're hit by a car, they ought to hurt more, and therefore they'll remain in that form for way longer. NPCs have a list of abilities. Abilities are how the game refers to held weapons and how they're configured. Things like their equipped weapon and in which firing mode they're in are classified as abilities. NPCs can have schedules, which are made up of a ton of tasks. These are completely unknown to us, the tasks specifically, but it shouldn't be that far of a reach to say that they're things that they're setting out to do, like walking around a place, getting to a position, etc. Maybe something like how Red Dead Redemption 2 NPCs work. NPCs can dynamically throw and catch items. This was already a thing in Half-Life 2 in the form of scripted sequences. However, here, those actions are fully dynamic, and any NPC can do them, just on their own. Ally NPCs can regenerate health. The time it takes for an NPC to heal a point of health depends on your difficulty setting. NPCs have assigned mood files. Moods affect animations in very subtle ways, like expressions, eye looks, etc. The previously mentioned abilities can interrupt NPC schedules. Abilities can also be used regardless if the NPC has line of sight on a target. Now, let's move on to NPC squads. These retain a lot of the same functionality as Half-Life 2, but were rewritten entirely to take advantage of the new ability system found in HLX. Some abilities may only be used if a specific squad slot is claimable. These squad slots include a blank slot, a blank slot, a blank slot, 3 separate squad attack slots, a sound investigation slot, an exclusive hand sign slot, an exclusive reload slot, 2 weapon pickup slots, and 1 special attack slot. Some abilities may only be used if one of the squad mates isn't within an enemy range. For example, an NPC may throw a grenade as long as their squad mate isn't close enough to the enemy target. Abilities may have minimum and maximum ranges at which they're able to be executed. Abilities may go on cooldown. These cooldowns are shared between squad mates. As Valve puts it, and this is a direct quote from the engine, this is, quote, useful to put all grenades thrown on a shared cooldown, for example, end quote. NPCs may also have to wait a set amount of time before being able to use any of their next abilities. NPCs can be prioritized over others. We have a map of ability sounds, meaning maps in programming basically being an organized collection of items matched to a key. As an example, let's say we have a collection of melee hit sounds that are assigned to an NPC. These include empty sound lists, single sound list, reload sound list, melee hit sound list, melee hit wound sound list, melee hit player sound list, special sound list, announce sound list, target reacquired sound list, and interrupt sound list. Based on this, we can assume NPCs in HLX use guns and melee weapons. Duh. But they also have special attacks and can be interrupted at any time, losing and reacquiring targets. But they also have special attacks, can be interrupted at any time, and can lose or reacquire targets dynamically. Damage dealt to NPCs and by NPCs varies based on the difficulty. This also applies to physics damage and damage from any other source. NPCs track enemy location based on last known position and last seen position. For example, if a target hides behind a corner, their last seen position would be right before hiding in the corner, and their last known position would be behind that corner. NPCs can be manipulated to miss their shots and hit interesting targets for visual flair. And as previously mentioned, NPCs can drop and pick up abilities. These can be destroyed, like gone completely or dropped on the floor. Picture this. An ally drops their current weapon and picks up a different one. Those are dropping and lifting abilities. Anyways, that's everything I can have. Anyways, that's everything I know about HLX's Anyways, that's everything I know about HLX's official. Anyways, that's everything I know about HLX's traditional artificial intelligence for NPCs. The next episode will go into Source Engine. The next episode will go into Source 2's baseline engine features that are brand new for HLX. Things like hair and sounds. I hope you like it. I hope you're there. I hope you're around for the next one. If you want to support these videos, get to see them early and get your name in the credits, my Patreon page is down in the description below. It's the best way to support content of this type, and I really appreciate it if you can check it out. I'm Tyler McVicker, the Passionate Gamer, your friendly neighborhood hype merchant, and I hope you're having a great life. I'll see y'all next time. I will see you all next time. Peace and hair grease. Adios. Okay, my throat's done. That was 40 minutes. 3 episodes. Each of these are averaging around... that one's 13 minutes. That one is 13 minutes. And that one is 14 minutes and 30 seconds. Cool. Pretty sick. All right, everybody. I think that's enough for today. I will do a basic edit of these tomorrow and get them out to the Patreon as soon as possible, and then edit them as I go. We also have a TF Fortress Files and then a Valve Catch-Up episode that I'm also working on, but I need to rest my my voice now. So I'm gonna. This is Miro board, EPS 2 through 5. Save. All right. Anywho, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, hanging out with me for the last 3 hours. I will talk to y'all later. Peace and hair grease. Adios.